Good evening, USFFL, and welcome to Thursday Night Football in our Stratomatic Football League. Tonight we've got a couple of games on tap for you. We will begin, or I say we'll begin, but they're actually both now officially underway. We have the Washington Commanders 2-1 at the winless 0-3 Arizona Cardinals, and we also have the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. They're in Lambeau to take on the 2-1 Green Bay Packers. It's an NFC doubleheader action coming up for you right now. All right, we're back. Let's go ahead and get on out to our stadiums. Here we are with Washington and Arizona. Opening 5 minutes of the game. And there's going to be a run for 17 yards and a first down. Jaden Daniels called his own number, the quarterback. And the Washington Commanders are 1st and 10 at the Arizona 30. Cardinals had first possession, but they were a quick 3 and out. You're looking at Arizona's first possession right now. They're at 2nd and 11. Arizona Cardinals are coached by John Carter, and the Washington Commanders are coached by David Mugman. We have another game coming up. Let's start getting that one ready. Green Bay and Minnesota. All right, looks like we have a punt and the Packers take over. So it looks like Minnesota had the opening possession and perhaps they went 3 and out. Indeed, they did. Minnesota 3 and out on their opening possession, and we turn it over now to the Green Bay Packers, 2-1. These two teams battling for first place. Although the Detroit Tigers or the Detroit Lions are already there at 4-0. Deep pass to Jaden Reed. Nothing doing. Incomplete. We're going to kill that brake sound that you might be hearing in the background there. Second and 10. Back to pass. Love looking short. Tight end Kraft. He's doubled, but he grabs it anyway. Nice coverage there and a good call by the defense, but Love to Kraft for 10 yards, move the sticks. Packers are 1st and 10 at the 30. That good call on defense by the Vikings. They are coached by Pete Quagliarini. Pete's first year coaching the Vikings. He's been with the Titans for many years. There's a first down run inside, and Josh Jacobs goes for 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Green Bay Packers are coached by Scott Mueller. Scott is our software admin. You're used to getting emails from him with the regular files. A 3-yard run that time by Jacobs, and it's 3rd down and 1. So short yardage. Packers will split out 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. It's Jacobs. Love stays under center. 3-4-D here from the Vikings. Here's a sneak, Jordan Love, and he gets good yardage. Nice push from the Hogs up front. And he falls forward for a gain of 5. Packers now 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. There's a square out left side. Romeo Dobbs, receiver opportunity, and he is good for 8 yards on his guard. Got the Vikings defense looking run on that one. Inside run up the middle and just a 3-yard gain. And it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 45-yard line of Minnesota. Why does it look like we're not seeing the broadcast? We're hearing it but not seeing it. What am I missing here? Let's take a look. Looks like we're not seeing the broadcast. We're hearing it but not seeing it. What am I missing here? Let's take a look. I see why. Sometimes you miss the easiest of steps. Appreciate everybody's patience there. Sometimes you miss the easiest of steps. Appreciate everybody's patience there. And we should be good now. Update from Arizona. The Washington Commanders up 7-0 after a touchdown. Update from Arizona. Jeremy McNichols had a 2-yard run for a score and an early Washington lead. All right, back over in Green Bay now. Packers still driving, 2nd and 5. They're in the red zone at the 17 of Minnesota. Once again, 3 wide receivers splitting out here. Back to pass Love. Love sizes it up, looks short, little pressure, forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now. Attempted receiver, Dontavian Wicks. He's got the catch, good yardage, inside the 10, inside the 5, and brought down at the 4. Harrison Smith on the tackle, but not before. A 13-yard pickup, 1st and goal. Back to pass again. Love, short, end zone, incomplete. Tried to hit Tucker Kraft. Couldn't connect. 2nd and goal at the 4. Packers now go to a full house formation. 3-4 blitz shown here by the Vikings. Vikings do have an excellent rated run defense. They guess run, but back to pass again is Love. Short, going right back to Kraft, and no good, incomplete again. This time, Jordan Love failed it on his own card on wrong. And that'll make it 3rd and goal at the 4. Full house again. Safety shows blitz out of the 3-4 for Minnesota. Back to pass. Looking short and going to his tailback, and no good. Jordan Love failed to hit. Josh Jacobs, 4th and goal at the 4. And a 21-yard field goal is up and good by Brandon McManus. And the Packers at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, first blood, lead at home against the Vikings, 3-0. The Vikings now take over at their own 30 after a touchback. And an off-tackle run, pick up a 5. Aaron Jones, 6 on the white die, good enough to beat the defensive tackle on that left side, TJ Slayton. Good tackle, but beat him. 2nd and 5. Vikings in a blocking back set. Darnold, the quarterback, back to pass. Here's a quick slant over the middle. Tight end Josh Oliver. We're on the defensive card and nothing doing, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5. 3 wide receivers split out now. And the Packers show a 4-2-5. So that free safety is going to have to choose deep or into that look-in. He dives into the look-in to cover there. We got a flat pass. Jaden Naylor, and that's going to be a yak opportunity for Naylor, and nothing doing. Loses a yard on that play. Quick tackle, Isaiah McDuffie. And it's 4th and 6. The Vikings are going to have to punt from their own 34-yard line. Ryan Wright out there, and he booms it. 47-yard punt, going to be taken at the 19-yard line by Jaden Reed, and he drops it. He's muffed the ball. It's on the ground. Back near the 15. There's a scrum. Let's see who's got it. And it is the Packers who recover. So they avoid disaster there as Jaden Reed muffs that punt. Did lose 5, and the Packers will begin 1st and 10 at their own 14. Vikings now have had 2 possessions in this game. They're both 3 and out. Back to pass, looking long and nothing doing, incomplete. Jordan Love trying to connect with Jaden Reed, and a nice double team there from Coach Quagliarini of Minnesota at 2nd and 10. Still split out. 3 receivers, back to pass again. Love voids the blitz. He was looking deep, but he's going to have to dump it off. We're in the flat now, going to Dontavian Wicks. He's got the catch. Some good space on the right side, out across the 20 to the 22. Pickup of 8. And that'll make it 3rd down and 2 for the Packers. And they'll stay in that spread 3 wide receiver formation. Flat pass goes to Romeo Doubs. Incomplete. Couldn't get it. 4th and 2. Doubs had a receiving wrong column on his own card, but couldn't make the catch. And on 4th down, Packers punt. Brandon Powell, a 41-yard punt. That's going to be fair caught by Minnesota. And they'll begin this possession at their own 37. Their best field position of the game so far, their 3rd drive. Darnold back to pass. He's looking short and no good, incomplete. He was trying to hit Jordan Addison. A nice double team there from defensive coach Scott Mueller. So 2nd and 10. Darnold begins 2 for 5. Only 5 yards passing so far. Now to a more run set. Blocking back. 4-3. We have an off-tackle run. And that's a nice run there. 8 yards on the run there by Aaron Jones. 4 on the white die. His offensive tackle sprung him with a nice block. Brian O'Neill. It's 3rd and 2. Vikings now in a 2 tight end set. Defense gets his run back to pass. It's a hitch over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. The linebacker in that middle zone, Xavier McKinney, good enough to best that 5 die and break it up. And the Vikings are staring at a 4th and 2 at their own 45, and they're going to have to settle for yet another 3 and out. The punter's out here. And Ryan Wright boots it. 47-yard punt carries inside the 10-yard line to the 8, and it's going to be fair caught right there. And so the Packers will begin inside their 10 at the 8-yard line. 1st down, here's a quick pass, button hook to the tailback, and a little catch, but brought down quickly is Josh Jacobs. Tackle on the play, Blake Cashman, and it's 4 yards, and it's 2nd down and 6. Packers still 3 wide receivers. Christian Watson in the slot. Reed and Doubs are split out wide. Vikings show a 3-4. We've got a handoff up the middle. Josh Jacobs on the defensive card. He picks up just a couple. Injury on the play to Jerry Tillery. That's a defensive tackle for Minnesota. Make it a defensive end. Jerry Tillery's a 4. Pass rush 0. So the pass rush will improve slightly. But now that left end is a 0. It's 3rd down and 4 for the Packers. 2 tight end set now. So we do not have 3 wide receivers on. Packers with a couple of bookends. Kraft and Sims. Vikings are in a 3-4. Vikes look pass. It's going to be a pitch out. Going around the edge to Jacobs, and he's shut down quickly. Gain of just 2, and that was on his wrong column. Bad dice. 4th and 2, and from their 16, the Packers will punt. Daniel Whelan, a boomer, 51-yard punt, carries all the way back to Minnesota's 33. Nice return there. 13-yard return, and the Vikes now begin at their 46. So once again, their field position keeps improving. Despite 3 and out 3 times in a row, they're still only down 3-0. 1st down, back to pass. Darnold looking deep, going for Josh Oliver, and no good. It's incomplete on the defensive card. There is a penalty, though, and it is pass interference against the Packers. And without a 1st down yet, the Vikings are 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. I say no first down offensively. They did just get one here on a penalty, but they're now at the Packers' 30-yard line. Darnold, an inside handoff, Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones busts through for the 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. Minnesota is at the 25-yard line. From right here, that's the 2 through 8 and 12 field goal for Will Reichard. Darnold, a quick flat pass. This goes to the tight end, Oliver. And it's a receiver opportunity, and Oliver cannot convert on his right column. 3rd down and 5. Vikings are 0 for 3 on 3rd downs. 3 wide receivers split out for him. Jalen Naylor in the slot. Defense looks past. It's a draw. Going to try to get it on the ground. Aaron Jones, he comes close, but he's a couple yards short. 4th and 2 at the 22. So out comes the field goal kicker for Minnesota. From the 22, it's a 2 through 10, but Variable gets him, and he shanks the kick. At the 22, that was going to be a 2 through 10 field goal, but there was a little variable risk. Lost just 1 yard, made it a 2 through 8 and 12, gets the 9, shanks the field goal, and the Packers retain their lead 3-0, and they take over possession now, 1st and 10 at their own 29. 2nd quarter, 12:36 to go. Let's cut for a moment over to Arizona, Washington. The Commanders are trailing now 14-7, but they have a 2nd and goal at the 5. So we've had a lot of scoring here. Inside run, Brian Robinson, and he's shut down quickly. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 5 for the Commanders, trying to get a touchdown to tie it up. Cardinals at home are up by a touchdown. They're looking for a stop here on 3rd down. Back to pass. Looking short. This one's going to Zach Ertz, and no good, incomplete. Couldn't get it. Defender made the stop. Dadrion Taylor-Demerson. So 4th and goal at the 5. Out comes Zane Gonzalez. 22-yard field goal attempt is up and good. And that'll shrink the lead, but the Cardinals still lead at home over the Commanders 14-10. And a nice return on the ensuing kick by DJ Dallas. And the Cardinals will begin their possession with a 4-point lead at their own 35. Cardinals got a couple of touchdowns after that McNichols run from Washington. Touchdown passes of 5 yards to Trey McBride, and a 15-yard touchdown pass from Kyler Murray to Greg Dortch. So Kyler Murray, a couple touchdown passes here, and he's got his Cardinals up 14-10 at home. Cardinals, again, coached by John Carter, looking for their first win of the year. Back to pass. Kyler Murray looking short, and he's got Marvin Harrison. Good catch, and Marvin Harrison's got space. He is loose in the secondary, inside the 40, inside the 30, to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown! Kyler Murray, a 3rd TD strike here in the first half. This one to Marvin Harrison is good for 57 yards as they hit the long gain in the short pass column on Washington's defensive cards. Extra point is up and good by Chad Ryland. And Arizona, 21-10. They're now up on Washington at home. So the Commanders and David Mugman have their work cut out for them. A touchback, and they'll begin at the 30-yard line. Let's check in now. Green Bay and Minnesota. Packers still up 3-0. Vikes with a 2nd and 20 at their 17. Back to pass, looking short. And it's caught. Jordan Addison. That's right up near another first down. He's got it. I'm sorry, actually, no, it was 2nd and 20. That 10 yards is not a first down. Gets you to a more manageable 3rd and 10. Vikings 0 for 4 on 3rd downs in this game. Of course, the Packers only 1 for 5. Packers showing blitz here from the safety position. Xavier McKinney out of the shotgun. Darnold back to pass. Looking short. Here comes the blitz. And down he goes. Xavier McKinney on the safety blitz gets home. Beats the halfback Aaron Jones trying to get the block. And on 4th and 20, the Vikes will have to punt from their 17. A 47-yarder by Ryan Wright is going to be fielded at the 36-yard line. Short return. And the Packers up 3-0 will begin 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. 9 minutes left, second quarter here. Packers splitting out 3 wide receivers again. There's a quick flat pass left side to Dontavian Wicks. Nothing doing, incomplete. Injury on the play. Looks to be on the offensive line there for the Packers. 2nd and 10. That injury went to Zach Tom, right tackle 6, pass block 7. That's about as serious as injury as you can get, so let's take a look at that here. Again, 2nd and 10. Both Zach Tom and Jerry Tillery are injured earlier in the game for Minnesota. Will be back next week, but we'll miss the rest of this game. 2nd down run off tackle, and just a yard on that one for Chris Brooks. There is a penalty, however, and it's holding against the offense. Back him up. So 2nd down all over again. 2nd and 20 for the Packers at their own 30. Offense is having trouble breaking through here in this NFC North tilt. This here is the first division game in the NFC North this season. Christian Watson was hurt on that last play, by the way. Packers receiver. There's a 6-yard run around the edge to Josh Jacobs. Sets up 3rd down and 14. And that injury to Christian Watson, a little more serious. He's going to miss the next 3 games for Green Bay. So bad break for Scott Mueller. As Christian Watson will be out against the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Texans in the coming weeks. 3rd and 14 now, Packers. Jordan Love's in the shotgun. Nickel defense here from the Vikings. And it's a handoff, draw up the middle, and short gain, just 4 yards there. A penalty, however, and a personal foul on the tackle. That should have been a 4th down and a punt, but that penalty is a killer. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what the Vikings coach Quagliarini just said in game chat. That's a killer. Move the sticks, 15 and a 1st down. Packers across midfield now at the Minnesota 45-yard line. So 1st and 10, Packers at the 45. 3 wide receivers split out. With Watson out, it's Malik Heath in the slot. Here's a hitch. 2-men in zone, but incomplete nonetheless. Yes, incomplete. Nice call there by Vikings coach Quagliarini. Double up that look-in zone. But it went to the offensive card. Incomplete nonetheless. So 2nd down and 10, Packers. Still 3-0. Green Bay on top exactly halfway through the 2nd quarter. Love back to pass. Looking short, going for his tight end Kraft, and no good, incomplete. Love couldn't get it on his card. And that makes it 3rd down and 10 for the Packers at the Minnesota 45. Jordan Love, 8 for 18, just 44% completion so far. Out of the shotgun here. And on 3rd down, Vikes are in a nickel. All-out blitz, flat pass, good call. And that's going to be caught. And up near a 1st down, and just enough. Needed 10, got 10. Tucker Kraft snuck behind an all-out blitz and got 10 yards and a first down for Green Bay. They're now down at the 35-yard line. First down handoff inside, and Josh Jacobs powers ahead for 6 yards. Jacobs averaging 3.7 on 10 carries so far. And on 2nd and 4, now Chris Brooks at tailback, and here's a run inside to him, and just a yard. Tackle again by Blake Cashman, his 5th already. 3rd and 3 for the Packers. They're at the 28-yard line. That would be a 2 through 8, 11 and 12 field goal, so good odds for McManus. But Green Bay looking to convert here. Jacobs back in at tailback, 2 tight end set. Back to pass, looking deep, empty zone, going for Jaden Reed. Let's see if he can avoid the blitz. He does, but enough pressure that he's got to dump it off. We're in the flat now, going to tailback, Josh Jacobs. And Jacobs has a catch and a first down inside the 20 and tackled at the 18. Byron Murphy wrestles him to the ground, but not until a 10-yard pickup. Packers are now in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 18-yard line. 11th play of the drive coming up here, and it's a dive up the middle, handoff. And Jacobs gets just a yard. 4 on the white die, not enough to beat the nose tackle. Harrison Phillips makes that stop. And it's 2nd and 9. 3 wide receivers split out for Green Bay. Vikes are in a 3-4. They're looking pass, but it's run. Inside run up the middle and stuffed right away. Josh Jacobs found the right column, having 3 wide receivers. 1 on the white die, converted that to the right column and shut him down quickly. 3rd down and 9 for Green Bay. Brooks is in at tailback. Jacobs is out. Brooks has B-rated yak. Vikings sit in a 3-4. From the shotgun. The snap. Love back to pass. Rolls to his right, looking downfield, looking for a short pass to Dontavian Wicks, but he's going to be forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now on 3rd and 9. It's going to the tailback, Brooks. Yak opportunity, needs 9 yards, and Brooks has the catch. He's got room. He's got a first down, and he's inside the 5 and all the way down to the 2. Brooks with a gain of 15 yards. And it's 1st and goal. Here's an inside run sneak, and Jordan Love is in. Touchdown, Packers. Packers get the first touchdown of this game at the 2:42 mark of the 2nd quarter. And the Vikings are now down 10-0 on the road. Again, the Vikings come in a perfect 3-0 on the year. Let's check out the other NFC game, Washington at Arizona. Still 21-10. Arizona is on top by 11. Washington has the ball. They're 3rd and 10. And we've got a little dump off, flat pass, and incomplete. Almost picked off. The Commanders are going to have to punt from their own 36. 3 minutes to go before halftime. There's a 48-yard punt. That's going to be fielded back at the 16 by Greg Dortch. And Dortch, a nice return. 13 yards out to the 29. And the Cardinals will begin right there. 2:42 left before halftime. Cardinals are up by 11, 21-10. And they have the ball. They've outgained. Actually, I stand corrected. The Cardinals have been outgained in this game, 192 to 184. Commanders do have one turnover, a fumble. First down, flat pass on a yak opportunity set up by Kyler Murray. Good catch and run. That's up ahead for a gain of 16 yards and a first down. Trey McBride on that one. That'll get Arizona all the way up to their 45-yard line. Checking in on the Packers, and they just missed another third down. They're 4th and 15 at their 20. Sorry, I said Packers. I meant Vikings. Sam Darnold, just before halftime, 3 of 10 passing in this game for just 15 yards. The Vikings have 31 yards of offense in the first half right now. They've been outgained 152-31. The Vikings have one first down. They're 0 for 6 on third down conversions. That only first down, a pass interference penalty. Total shutdown right now by the Green Bay defense on the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. We'll keep an eye on that one. Packers with the ball in their own territory, minute left before halftime. Let's get back out to the desert. Arizona, a little dump pass, and that's going to be a first down. Kyler Murray in the flat, 18-yard pickup to Trey McBride, and the Cardinals are across midfield at the Washington 42. James Conner, the tailback. Making sure we're still good. Looks like we are. Three wide receivers split out here for Zona. There's a flat pass to Conner, and he's got the catch, but brought down, wrestled to the ground, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd and 14. He did get out of bounds. Frankie Louvu on the tackle. So 2nd and 14 now for the Cardinals. Commanders and Coach David Mugman need to capitalize on that and get the defense off the field. Back to pass Murray. He's looking short, but he's going to be forced to dump it off. Out in the flat to Greg Dortch, and Dortch has got the catch. And good yardage, makes a move. He's inside the 40. He's down to the 30, and it's going to be a first down. Pick up a 16 on that defensive card. 0 men in zone. Cardinals move the sticks. 1st and 10 now at the Washington 30-yard line. 90 seconds left in the first half here. Murray now out of the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers. 3 first-half touchdowns for him. Here's a flat pass, and Murray's got his tailback, Conner, and he's good for just 4. Can't quite get out of bounds. And Cardinals go to the hurry up. They still have 2 timeouts. Down to 1:07 on the clock. 2nd and 6, Washington 26-yard line. Murray out of the shotgun. Commanders in a nickel defense. Here's another flat pass. This is going to Greg Dortch. He's got the catch, and he's up ahead near the marker and has enough for a first down. Needed 6, got 6. And for the Cardinals, it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Clock stopped with exactly 1 minute to go before halftime here in Arizona. Cardinals up by 11. They're looking to add another score. They split out 3 wide receivers. But here's a pitch out. James Conner out of the backfield going for the edge. He gets around the linebacker, and he's got the corner. Good yardage. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and tackled at the 4. 16-yard run for James Conner. And it's 1st and goal. Cardinals at the 4-yard line. And if you're the Commanders, you've got to keep them out of the end zone here and keep this to a 2-score game. Full house set here. Cardinals do not have good run blockers. They pitch it out. Trey Benson around the edge. He's got room, and he's got himself a touchdown. Cardinals, 4-yard touchdown run, Trey Benson. And at the 37-second mark, just 37 seconds remain here in the first half in Arizona, Chad Ryland puts the extra point through. And the Cardinals are up on Washington at home by 18 points, 28-10. We're looking in here at the looks like they're getting ready for the second half here between Minnesota and Green Bay. And Minnesota kicks away to Green Bay to begin the second half. Green Bay gets the first possession of the half. Yeah, that game was locking up and it just closed on me. So we'll come back there in a second. Let's finish halftime here. Short pass. Jaden Daniels cannot hit his man. Was trying to hit De'Ami Brown. 2nd and 10 Commanders at their own 35. Just 22 seconds left. Definitely time to get in field goal range if they can get a few passes in succession. 4 wide receivers split out. Jeremy McNichols is the tailback. Safety showing blitz out of a deep 3-2-6 dime. And here's a run, off tackle draw. McNichols, good yardage, out across the 50 and down to the 45. That's a 20-yard run. Jerry McNichols in his wrong column springs a big gainer. And Washington will take their first time out. That'll stop the clock with 15 seconds remaining before halftime. Washington still 2 timeouts. Field goal range for their kicker begins at the 38, but just at a 2 through 4, 11 and 12. Realistically, they need to get down to the 32. 1st and 10. Here's a screen. This one's going to Eckler, and he's got the catch. And he only got 5 yards, but it's a personal foul against the defense. 15 yards, and that gets Washington all the way down to the 25-yard line of Arizona. And with 8 seconds left, Zane Gonzalez is going to come in here and try to put up the field goal. 42-yard field goal attempt from Zane Gonzalez. 2 through 9 and 12. It is up, and it is good. 1 second remains. But that's a big field goal if you're the Commanders. You're back to a 2-score game at 15 points. Looks like they're about ready to go to halftime in this one. Let's go ahead and take a moment, go back and get my game number, and let's get that Green Bay, Minnesota game up here again. All right, Green Bay is up 10-0, and they are 1st and goal at the 4. Off tackle run. It is indeed a touchdown. There's a penalty, and let's see who it's against. That's against Minnesota. It's going to be declined, and it's a touchdown. Chris Brooks in his right column found a +4. And he got the touchdown. The Packers open up a 17-0 lead. For the Packers, that opening drive went 7 plays, 70 yards. They were aided by a 15-yard penalty. So the Vikings now 3-0 on the year, in danger of losing their first game. They're down 17-0. Second and 10, Vikes back to pass. Darnold looks short and caught. Justin Jefferson, and he's got 10 and a first down. That may be the first down of the game here for the Minnesota Vikings. Indeed it is. Other than the first down on a pass interference play, a 10-yard completion from Sam Darnold, that's the first down of the game at the 10-minute mark of the second half. They're probably lucky to be down only 17-0. Next play, a personal foul again on the Packers. And that marches the Vikings all the way down to the 37 of Green Bay. Rivalry game, lots of chippy play. So says the coaches playing this game. There's a flat pass right side. Darnold's going to Jordan Addison. And Addison has the catch, but brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle on the play by Isaiah McDuffie. Injury as well, however, for the safety. Xavier McKinney is hurt on that play. That's a free safety 6, I believe. He'll be out for the rest of this game unless it goes to extra time, overtime. So free safety just dropped from a 6 to a 4. Second and 14 after that 4-yard loss. Here's a quick slant. Darnold over the middle to Josh Oliver, and Oliver has the catch, beats the linebacker. Good yardage all the way down to the 22 of Green Bay. Got 19 yards, and that'll convert the first down. And for a team that just got their first down in this game at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter, if they can get in the end zone here, they're only down 10. Now, here's a deep pass. They're going to be forced to dump it off. We're in the flat down. It's going to be caught for 5 yards. He was looking for Justin Jefferson deep, but was forced to dump it off. Joe Oliver on that catch as well. 2nd and 5. Now in the red zone of the Packers. So Sam Darnold has 45 yards passing in this game, 15 in the first half, and 30 on this drive. And it looks like the Packers and Vikings game has frozen just as the Vikings made it into the red zone. We're going to close that one. Let's see what's going on over here. Good news for if you're the Commanders fan, as they are driving once again. They trail by 15. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Arizona 15-yard line. So they're in the red zone. Off tackle and brought down behind the line of scrimmage is Brian Robinson. Nice play there by Dante Stills. And it's 2nd and 12 at the Arizona 17. Jaden Daniels back to pass. Looks short and no good. He was looking for Terry McLaurin. So 3rd down and 12 at the 17-yard line. Safety up close, shows blitz for Arizona. Out of the shotgun, Daniels back to pass. Daniels looking short. Trying to get to his tight end, Zach Ertz. Avoids the rush, but forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now to Eckler. And Austin Eckler has the catch, a good yardage. Austin Eckler is up ahead near the first down marker and comes up just a little short. 1 yard short to be exact. 4th and 1 at the 6. And the Commanders are going to go for it. Pro set formation. Rodriguez and Robinson in the backfield. 4-3 by the zone of defense. Safety up close showing blitz is Budda Baker. 4th down and 1. Commanders. The key is on the quarterback, Jaden Daniels, but back to pass. Daniels is going to throw it. He's looking to his tailback, Brian Robinson, and no good, incomplete, but a penalty. And let's see who it's on. It's holding against the offense, so that'll be declined. And the Commanders have turned it over on downs. Bad break. A receiver result came up, and you get the receiver wrong column, but Brian Robinson does not have any receptions in his short pass wrong column. He's a flat pass only guy, so bad break call there for Coach Mugman. And taking over now inside their own 10 are the Cardinals. There's a quick short pass to Marvin Harrison. It's good for a first down. Boy, and a personal foul on the Commanders as well. March off 15 more. And the Cardinals, already up by 15, are first and 10 all the way out to their 34. Injury on the play to Commanders linebacker Bobby Wagner. Wagner will miss the rest of this game. First and 10. Here's a dump pass, and it's going to be good for 4 yards. But a penalty, and it's holding. So back them up 10 more. First and 20, Cardinals at their own 24. Here's an end run. Kyler Murray goes to the defensive card, and that's going to limit him to just 3 yards. They were looking for the end to make a block and wasn't available, so just 3 yards. Second and 17 now for the Cardinals. That was the 9th tackle of the game by Frankie Luvu. And another run. Pitch out this time to the halfback, James Conner. And Conner, they weren't looking for it this time. He's got good yardage. He's out across the 30, out across the 40, and to the 45 he goes. 18 yards on second and 17. James Conner sharp today. 9 carries, 85 yards. And Arizona moves the sticks. They're at the 45-yard line now. Back to pass. Kyler Murray, quick hitch over the middle, and it's going to be caught. Marvin Harrison, and he's got good space. Beats the linebackers, and he's into the secondary, inside the 40, and finally tackled at the 38-yard line. 17 more. There were 2 linebackers in that look-in zone, but Kyler Murray made the most of that, getting a short gain on his card. And the Cardinals are on the march here. Now on fringe field goal range at the 38. 2 tight end set. Off tackle run. James Conner. Conner inside the 30. Inside the 20. He may go all the way. Touchdown, James Conner. 38-yard touchdown run. Off tackle wrong. Snake eyes. And James Conner has 10 carries for $123 and a touchdown as the Cardinals have now opened up on the Commanders 35-13 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. John Carter and the Cardinals seem well on the way right now anyway to their first win of the year. And with a lead like that, let's take a look and see what's going on with Green Bay, Minnesota. Looks like we've had a couple game numbers. I know there's playoff baseball on out there tonight. Some of you may be watching that. May just have this going on in the background. Keep an eye how your league mates are doing. And here we are back in Green Bay. Home team Packers are up 17-3. They have the ball. 3rd and 18 at their own 22. .542 to go third quarter. Still plenty of time for the undefeated Vikings. On 3rd and 18, back to pass and looking deep. Love going to try to get it and no good. Tried to hit Jaden Reed. Well, he's been targeted deep in this one a lot. They're going to have to punt from the 22, a 45-yard boot by Whelan. That's going to be taken at the 33 and fumbled. That is a muffed punt, and let's see who's got it. It's the Packers. Brandon Powell fumbled the punt and turned it over to Green Bay. Huge break late third quarter. So 4:48 to go in the third. Packers up by 2 scores. They now have possession again. 1st and 10 at Minnesota's 31. Green Bay's outgained Minnesota 227 to 67. 227 is not a ton of yards. Minnesota's played some defense in this game. They've just got no help from their offense. And now special teams as well, a turnover. There's a 2-yard run on 1st down. Chris Brooks got that, made it 2nd and 8. He's out of the game now. Josh Jacobs back in. 3 wide receivers. It's Wicks in the slot. Dobbs and Reed are split out. Packers inside handoff. Josh Jacobs, and that's going nowhere. Another injury on the play. We've had a lot of injuries tonight. This injury is going to go to the Minnesota defense. Jonathan Grenard. That's a right outside linebacker, 12 blitz, star rating of 1. Minnesota has a couple of star-rated blitzers on the outside. They just lost one of them. Brutal shot, too, it says, so we'll have to see how long he's out. First here, we have a 3rd and 7. Love out of the shotgun. Vikes sitting a 3-4 defense here with 3 wide receivers on the field. Here comes a hitch. Romeo Dobbs, the receiver is the result. Dobbs cannot make the catch on his right column. It's 4th and 7 at the 28. And I thought we had a punt. What just happened? What did I see? Oh, something just happened. What did I hit? Just missed. LOL. What just happened? A field goal, Brandon McManus, 45 yards, and it's 20-3. So that muffed punt, bad break, but it could have been a lot worse. Vikings get the ball back now, and another fumble. First play from scrimmage, and the Packers recover yet again. Oh, my. Lambeau magic here in Green Bay. Sequentially, Brandon Powell fumbles a punt for Minnesota. Green Bay takes over already in field goal range. The Minnesota defense stopped them immediately and forced a field goal. That made them fall down by 17. The ensuing kickoff is then fumbled. I should say after the kickoff, the very first play from scrimmage is fumbled away. Consecutive turnovers by the Vikings in their own field goal range. Brutal. As is another injury. Harrison Smith is now out. We mentioned Jonathan Grenard. Things are moving quickly here. Jonathan Grenard, that star-rated blitzer for Minnesota. Bad news for Coach Quagliarini. He'll be out for 2 more games. Harrison Smith, who was just injured a moment ago, he will be back if the game goes to overtime. Both teams are missing many players now in this one. Packers have a 2nd and 10 at the Minnesota 20. Love back to pass. And brought down, a sack on the play. Harrison Phillips comes right up the middle to get him from the nose. And that's going to be 3rd and 17 now, back at the 36. So the Minnesota defense still trying to keep them in the game and fight through the ineptitude of a struggling offense. Packers 3rd and 17. They're in field goal range here at a 2-8 and 12. Back to pass, looking deep. Going to Dontavian Wicks. Receiver opportunity for Wicks, and he brings it in. And he's tackled inside the 5. There's a penalty, and it is holding. Bring it back. Good pass there by Jordan Love to Wicks, but a penalty for holding. And that'll get the Packers back out of field goal range. 3rd and 27 now at the Minnesota 46. Love out of the shotgun. Coaches are commenting on so many critical penalties for both teams in this game. And I'd confirm I've seen plenty. 3rd and 27. Minnesota would like to keep them out of field goal range if nothing else. There's a deep pass. And again, incomplete. Love couldn't hit it. Love now under 50% on the day. 4th and 27. And from the 46, they'll have to punt. Coffin corner. And let's see how well he does. It is out of bounds at the 8. And Minnesota will take over there. 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Vikings with the ball. They trail by 17. They're 3 scores down, running out of time. They got a little more than a 4th quarter remaining. Here's a look-in pass to Jordan Addison. Yak opportunity for him, and nothing doing. It's incomplete. Penalty, however. And looks like the Packers were offside defensively. So still first down, but it's 1st and 5 out to the 13. Let's take a look real quick and see what's going on out in the desert. And it looks like Zona picked up another score. They're up 42-20 with 13:48 to go. 22-point lead. After that touchdown run by Connor, there was another 14-yard touchdown run by Benson. That was his second. Washington got a late 3rd quarter touchdown to De'Ami Brown of 19 yards. So, boy, a lot of scoring flying here out in the desert. Early 4th quarter, Cardinals still up by 22 points, 42-20. Back now to this NFC North divisional matchup. 2nd and 7 now for the Minnesota Vikings. They're at the 43 of Green Bay. Aaron Jones had a 41-yard run from scrimmage just a moment ago. Here's a pitch out to him again, and Jones can't get the corner this time, 3 yards. So that'll set up 3rd and 4 at the 40 of Green Bay. From right here, it's 2 to 8 and 12 field goal if he wants to try it. And a field goal would get you to a 14-point game. You're going to need to get that field goal at some point. So he's already in range to get a good shot. As long as we don't lose any yardage or suffer a variable. 3rd and 4. Here's a flat pass. Darnold's trying to hit his tight end, Oliver, and he's got the catch and loses 4 yards. 4th and 8, back at the 44. That takes them out of field goal range. So at the Green Bay 44, down by 17, 12:36 to go. I think you have to go for it. And Coach Pete Quagliarini agrees. Another injury on that play, by the way, this time to the Green Bay defense, Carrington Valentine. So a big 4th and 8 coming up. Spread formation for the Vikings. Darnold stays under center. 4 wide receivers. Tailback is Jones. Back to pass. Darnold scans the field, looks short, and here comes the pressure, and he's got him. Sack. Brought down on the play. Quay Walker gets him. A loss of 10 and a turnover on downs. And the Packers take over in Vikings territory at the Minnesota 46. Huge play in the game. First down run, Packers, it's Jacobs up the middle. And he didn't get much, but Vikings were offsides. They came across early. So 1st and 5 after the penalty. Jacobs is out of the game now. Chris Brooks is in at tailback. Still 20-3 Green Bay with the lead and the ball. Flat pass and no good. Tucker Kraft couldn't bring it in. 2nd down and 5. As I've said all along, Minnesota defense is playing good. Jordan Love is just 13 of 28 for 133 yards. But the Green Bay defense has been better. On 2nd down and 5, here's a quick slant. 2 men in zone. Vikings double it up. They're going to want that to be to the defensive card, but Love gets a receiver result opportunity, and that pass is caught. Tucker Kraft's got the catch on a 1st down. Good yardage. He does fumble it, though. Kraft fumbles it. It's on the ground here. He got the 1st down, but the Vikings pick up the fumble, and they take over possession at their own 27. So a turnover, and the Vikings begin at their 27. And here's a quick look in. No good. Incomplete. Darnold now 9 for 18 on the day. Just 44 yards passing. Less than 12 minutes to go in this game. Minnesota Vikings have just 5 first downs, 2 of them by penalty. And 99 yards of offense right now. Flat pass to Jordan Addison, and that one's no good and complete. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Trailing by 17 with just over 11 minutes to go. Time definitely running out on the Vikings. Sam Darnold out of the shotgun here. Back to pass. He's looking deep. Going to Jefferson. Linebackers double teaming him, and it's going to be actually forced to dump it off. Sorry, the dice tricked me, and it's a dump off pass. And that pass is going to be caught, but short of a 1st down. There is another injury. Packers defender Kezian Nixon got hurt. And it's 4th and 5 for the Vikings. They're at their own 32. Just under 10 minutes to go. You're down by 17. The only part of me that thinks you don't go for this is the part that thinks, why would you think your offense is going to be successful even if you get the 1st down? It's been rough going. Maybe a fumbled punt is your better bet break. I don't know. They've just struggled so much offensively today. They're going for it, though. 4th and 5. 3 wide receivers split out here. Darnold's in the shotgun. He's got Aaron Jones beside him. Coach Scott Mueller's got his Packers defense in the nickel. We've got a flat pass, needs 5 yards, man in zone. We go to the defensive card. Receiver opportunity. Josh Oliver can't bring in the catch, and it's a turnover on downs. Green Bay takes over at the Minnesota 32. The Minnesota Vikings are 0 for 9 on 3rd down conversions and 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions. Love back to pass, looks deep and no good, incomplete. Love still aggressive with the passing game. 2nd and 10. Vikes quickly running out of time here. Neutral zone infraction. It'll be 2nd and 5. Looks like we lost connection to the game in the desert. Let's go get that back up if we can, if you don't mind. Both the Packers at home and the Cardinals at home are on the verge of clinching their games tonight. When last we were looking, the Cards were up by 22 points. It's now 16 points. Looks like Washington got another touchdown. 6:36 to go in this one. Washington does have the ball, but a quick dump pass over the middle is picked off by the Cardinals. 2 men in the zone there, so a nice choice there by defensive coach John Carter, and the Cardinals get the turnover and get the ball back. They're still up by 16 with just over 6 minutes to go. Let's head back to division action. Green Bay now has a 3rd and 8 at the Minnesota 20. Halfway through the 4th quarter. Three wide receivers split out here. Jordan Love in the shotgun. Vikes in a nickel. Here's a button hook. Linebacker in zone. Love on his card. Has the catch, but not enough for a first down. Chris Brooks couldn't quite get there. It's 4th and 2 at the 14. 17-point lead. I assume McManus is going to, well, they're going to go for it. I would have thought they would take that 17-point lead to 20, but they're going to go for it at the 7:30 mark here. 2 tight end offense for the Packers. Vikes key on the running back, but it's a screen. Tailback Josh Jacobs. Jacobs has the catch. Good space inside the 5, and Jacobs is in there. Touchdown, Packers. Jordan Love converts the 4th and 2. Screen pass to Josh Jacobs for the score. And the Green Bay Packers have now opened up a commanding 27-3 lead on the Minnesota Vikings. Quick look in at the desert here. So really both of these games appear to be just about over. And the home teams appear on the cusp of walking away with victory. We'll stay in the desert here for now. Cardinals are facing a 3rd and 13 at the Washington 19-yard line. Just over 3 minutes remaining. They're still up by 16 points, 42-26. .453 yards of offense for Arizona. 422 for the Commanders. Short pass, and that's going to be caught and a first down. Cardinals inside the 5 now. 1st and goal at the 4. Marvin Harrison made that catch. There's a run, pitch out. Trey Benson, touchdown Cardinals. Trey Benson, his 3rd touchdown run of this game. Extra point by Ryland is up and good. And with 2:24 remaining, the Cardinals are now up on Washington 49-26. Let's go ahead and take a look at where that's going to leave these two teams. As we mentioned earlier, Arizona Cardinals were looking for their first win. Cardinals were 0-3, losing to the Bills, Rams, and Lions. Now, frankly, no shame in that game. That's 3 pretty tough opponents to start out your season with. The Cardinals scored 49 points so far in this game. I'm curious. Arizona, in those 3 losses, scored 29, 17, and 17. So easily their best output of the year. Cardinals will improve to 1-3. As for the Commanders, they were 2-1. 1 game behind the Eagles. They'll take this loss here and drop to 2-2 on the season. The Commanders will next face the Cleveland Browns back at the nation's capital. And the Arizona Cardinals will next be on the road to face the San Francisco 49ers. Going to congratulate our coaches on a good game. We've gone final here in Arizona. Cardinals do good in the desert, treat their fans to a 49-26 drubbing of the Washington Commanders. Looks like we still have 2:42 remaining here in Green Bay. We'll get our studio ready just in case somebody shows up. Just like Arizona at home, Green Bay has done very well. They're still winning 27-3. And on 3rd and 4, there's another incomplete pass and a failed third down conversion for the Vikings. Let's see if they got one while we were away. They did not. Vikings are 0 for 10 on third downs in this game. And 0 for 2 on fourth downs as they are staring at a 4th and 4 right now. There's a little flat pass to Oliver. This time he got it. Josh Oliver converts on 4th and 4 to move the sticks. For Coach Quagliarini and the Minnesota offense, that's their 9th first down of the game. They've been outgained 265-150. Again, despite 27 points, just not a lot of yards for Green Bay. Minnesota defense did good, just did not get backed up at all. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Green Bay. Packers still up on their division rival, 27-3. Let's take a look at where that's going to leave that game, or that division, in this NFC North tilt. Like we said earlier, first division matchup of the season. Everybody came into this week with no division games. Vikings were undefeated, 3-0. They'll fall to 3-1. The Lions already won their game against the Seahawks, so they're 4-0. Vikings are going to be 3-1 with this loss. They'll fall to 3rd place because the Packers are going to be 3-1 as well. As a matter of fact, the Bears are 3-1 because they beat the Rams. So what we have is the Lions at 4-0, and we have all 3 other teams in the NFC North at 3-1. That is a good-looking division coming out of the gate. Another minute and a half remaining in that one. Vikings next week will be at home to face the New York Jets. The Green Bay Packers will be on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. And the Vikings are setting up for a 47-yard field goal. Looks like they got it. And it's 27-6. So that's likely going to end up being our final here. 21-point differential here. I wouldn't think these coaches are looking to drag it out, especially with all the injuries that came up in this game. I do see that Jordan Love took a knee. Green Bay has 6 people injured by the conclusion of this game. Looks like they will all return next week except Christian Watson. We mentioned he'll be missing 3 games. Vikings were without 4 players at the end of the game here. It's Jonathan Grenard. That's a big outside linebacker injury. He'll be out for 2 weeks. Final score in Green Bay, Packers beat the Vikes 27-6. These two teams will meet again. I think they meet maybe in the season finale. No, second to last game of the season. All right, so it appears we're not going to have any guests coming on tonight, and that's just fine. Yep, take care, fellas. So that would be both of them. So we're going to go ahead and close out the broadcast tonight, but that is another couple of games that we have brought to you live here at the USFFL. And as we continue to move through the season, we will continue to try to bring you as much live action as we can throughout the ongoing weeks. And hopefully we'll have a few surprises. I know we've got that division we just saw, the NFC North. That's very interesting. 4-0 Lions, and all three opponents in their division 3-1. I'm going to be interested to see how that one plays out. Anyway, we'll wrap it up for now. Tomorrow night, we've got another game on tap. Won't be broadcast because it'll be my team playing. 3-0 Chiefs will be on the road to take on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 1-2. I'll see you tomorrow night, Anthony. And for now, that's us signing out.